So,
Thank you for coming and spending time with me before we get some good food. So today we have lots of good food. The truck is full, which is great. A lot of what I'm going to talk about today, you will be able to get on the truck. There's a lot of melons and citrus and apples and berries. So I always love doing that. I always love to teach you guys something that you can then utilize with the food that you get
What about oranges?
with us. What's that?
What about oranges? The oranges too? Oranges?
Oranges. Yeah, there's oranges.
What about grapes?
Grapes. There's lots of grapes. Okay, so today's class, for those of you who are first, you're all here for the second, third time, right?
Third time.
Anybody first timers?
John, did you?
My first time
You
here.
got here first.
Your first time? Okay.
My first time here.
Welcome. All right, so first timers, if you could, just give us your name and something that would be kind of nice for us to know about you. You want to go first?
Well, my name is Kenneth Carr.
It's a nice name.
And I work, I got a job too. I work Tuesday, 2 days a week, Tuesday and Thursday.
Nice. Where do you work?
Football business.
Where?
Football business.
Oh, nice. That's a long way from here.
I've been there to 2 years this December. I've been there 2 years December.
Good.
2 years.
New Morning Gallery, right?
Nice. Nice place. Well, maybe we'll come and see you.
What was the second question? The first one was your name.
And what is something unique that we would like to know about you?
Oh, you work in the New Morning Gallery.
I
You
work.
work at that. That's very unique.
I work there.
Awesome. That's awesome. Well, great to have you.
Thank you, man.
And
My name is Doris.
hi, Doris.
This is my first time here,
Good.
and I guess the most unique thing about myself, as I see it, is that I love people and I love doing things for different people. So,
Oh, well, you're in the right place. That's wonderful. Great to have you.
thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to take about, I don't know, 5 minutes just to you guys to share what's happened in the last week, like if anything, new and good, anything you want to share. What's happened? How have you been spending your time in this beautiful weather? Yes.
I go shopping too.
You went shopping?
I
What'd you buy?
do that too.
You do shop too? Good.
Yep.
You like to shop?
Yep.
Okay. I don't particularly like to shop.
I get by the, I go shopping for clothes, to buy new clothes.
With this job, he buys new clothes.
Good for you. If that's how you like to spend your money, then that's good. However you like to spend your money, because you work hard for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yep.
good. Yes.
I've been able to spend some time fishing and playing some tennis now that the warm weather is
Oh,
here.
sweet. Where are you
Yeah.
fishing?
Well, we fish at a lake near my house,
And where's that? Like out?
Fairview, a
Nice.
little private lake.
So what kind of fish do you catch?
Oh, we got pictures, but the biggest fish we caught in the lake just last weekend, a smallmouth bass about that big.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Or I guess
Your brother caught it.
that's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
Okay, wow. I think I want to go visit that lake.
go.
You don't want to tell anybody where that lake is. All of a sudden, everybody's going to be over there fishing. Anybody else like to share what they've been doing? I was sick.
I understood you were
It was
sick.
not good. It was not a good time at my house. I came down with this, it started with just a little tickle in my throat. And then the next day I was flat out in bed. Fever, coughing for 6 days.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a long time.
Was it the same?
It was not, no, well, when you go to the doctor, they don't really know what it is. And they say things like it's a virus, and you gotta wait it out.
Because they don't know what it is. so they
Can't give
call
you any
it virus.
antibiotics because it's not bacterial, it's viral. So anyway, I went home and I just knew, I did everything I knew to boost my immune system so that I could fight it. Because it really, it really takes a lot out of your body when you're fighting something, a virus, a bacteria, anything. So with the change of seasons, it's really, really important. And we'll probably have a class very soon on just how, what foods are super good for boosting your immune system. But the best rule is to look out in nature to see what is starting to grow in nature to know what is the best for you at that time. So a lot of the greens and a lot of the foods, radishes, that grow around this time that are starting to grow are all super good at boosting your immune system. So it's kind of preparing you for, because everybody gets sick between now and the change of seasons, and so it's really good to start equipping your bodies with what it needs, and that's high, vitamin C, vitamin A, vitamin D is super important because it converts all those minerals to your cells to make it usable for your immune system. So vitamin D3 is really important, and we're usually going into the springtime deficient. Because why? Because we've been inside all this time and we get vitamin D3 from the sun. So most people are needing to take supplements for vitamin D because we're not out in the sun every day. But it's really super important when you can, especially now in this beautiful weather, to go out and spend at least 30 minutes in the direct sunlight without any sunscreen. I know we've become so phobic with skin cancer and the exposure to sunlight, but really what we're losing out on is that essential vitamin D3. It's a lot of why we're so deficient in vitamin D3 as a people, because we slather on the sunscreen. So it's good, and I'm not saying go out there at 12 noon and bake for 2 hours with baby oil on. What I'm saying is in time before 11 o'clock and after 2 o'clock in the afternoon is to go and find a half an hour of sunlight, of time that you're out there. And it's amazing because when you're out in the sun, you can feel your body, especially nowadays. Like if you go out, your body's just like, oh, this feels so good. Like all your muscles and your bones and your whole body's just craving it. So anyway, just want to throw that out to you. But start now. Think about, how, it really is when you get sick, like how I got sick, and I'm sure some of you have gotten sick this winter. It kind of is a wake-up call to really appreciate your health. Like all of a sudden you have it, and then all of a sudden you don't. And it's just like, oh my gosh. So it's really good to pay attention to those things that keep you healthy, and that's what we're doing on this with this class. So if we kind of pay attention to these 12 steps, we're really on our way. This is a good roadmap to really achieving good health. So the first class we talked about leafy greens, how important it is to incorporate the greens. It's one of the foods, it's the highest food out there as far as vegetables that is not eaten are leafy greens. So, and again, because they're so power-packed with nutrients, you're going to hear me say it over and over and over again, especially when we start getting stuff out of the gardens, kale and collards and leafy mustard greens. Those are all really, really vital nutrients that you need to get into your daily diet. So, we love to eat with the rainbow. We love to eat fruit. Fruit is never hard for any of us to eat, but it's the other things that we really, people look at me like, I don't want to eat my vegetables. But understand that every color in the rainbow, every color that you see in your produce has a specific purpose, a specific healing property. They're called phytochemicals, and each color has different phytochemicals that are specifically geared to heal and keep our bodies healthy. So that's really important to eat with the rainbow. Did you have a question?
Just a small one. What is a proper portion for greens, raw greens? Because I was wondering that.
There's no limit.
Well, I know
Except
that's
if you
reasonable,
have-
because I don't want to eat no limit, I just want to eat enough.
You want to eat it up. So at least 70% of your plate, bowl, smoothie should be leafy greens, should be greens. It's a lot. But again, a lot of that, you can start off with like this much spinach, and once you cook it down, your kale, it goes down to like nothing. So you want to make sure that you're getting at least 2 to 3 cups of fresh a day. So if you're using 2 to 3 cups of fresh and then you cook it down, it's a very tiny amount. So anyway, yeah, I mean it's important to make that the most of your plate. I'm not saying fruit isn't good, but it really, again, fruit is not as important as getting some of your vegetables in. So anyway, today's class is about water. And it's about the importance of being hydrated. And I'm going to try really hard to get through the class without going into a coughing fit. If I do, I will step away from the table and cough into my arm. And again, drink water. But if I feel like I'm going to cough, then I'm just warning you ahead of time. I'll step away. I'll then come back and sanitize my hands. But I don't cough in my hands, which is a good sanitate. When you're working with food and you're the only sick person in the house, it's really, really important that you're always washing your hands. And you're also, if you're going to cough, you cough into your arm, you step away from any food preparation or anything like that. Anyway, I guess I'm getting sidetracked a lot today.
You're speaking, Allie, about
Yes.
that. In working, I was told washing dishes and put 2 drops of Clorox in your dishwater if you're not
Bleach.
allergic to bleach. Put bleach
Yeah.
in there, that it sterilizes, and that's the same theory if you were going out camping and you wanted to sterilize the water to drink, it
Right.
would be 2 drops.
Right. Which we're going to talk a little bit about chlorine and how that works. Overall, as a rule of thumb, you don't want to be drinking chlorine and chlorinated water, but for the purpose of killing microorganisms and bacteria, that is right. That's what bleach will do. So the other thing you could do when you wash anything in the dishwasher, it reaches a temperature that kills everything. So anything over that temperature pretty much kills any of the microorganisms and bacteria that could be harmful. So thank you for that. So what percentage do you think of our bodies are comprised of water?
20%?
Yeah. That's right. 70%. So how much of our brain do you think is water?
90.
That's right, 95%. And about 82% of our blood is comprised of water. So if you think about that, just think about that for a minute. We're just jellyfish. We're just like, we are. We're just like, that's a lot of water for our bodies to be comprised of. And so, and we also, not only do we have a lot of water in our bodies, we also lose a lot of water. So we lose our water through how do we lose water?
Respiration.
What else? Sneezing, what else? I know people, it's kind of gross, but what do we
I
do?
dip
Oh.
and spit. So I lose a lot, man. Yeah.
You spit?
I do.
Okay.
I spit my tobacco.
Okay. So you have to drink extra amounts of water. Excuse me, what else?
Urination.
Yes, that's what I was looking for. The P word. Not poop. Not pooping. I will have a
Well,
whole
there's some-
class. I trust you. I will have a whole class on pooping
There's water in poop, isn't there?
because it's so important. So yes, so we also lose water through urination, which is so important because why? What's happening when we urinate?
Flushing, isn't it?
We're flushing the system, we're flushing all the toxins out of our body.
Detoxifying.
We're detoxifying. So it's, again, it's really important that we are, regulating our water so that we're not depleting, because 75% of the people walking around nowadays are dehydrated. 75%, that's a lot of people walking around with unnecessary headaches, unnecessary aches, joints, like achy joints. So understand the importance that water provides in our bodies. Not only does it keep us alive, because we would be fine. We can go a certain amount of time without food, but we can only go about 2 days, 3 days without any sort of water. So it's really crucial that we don't ever get to that point where our bodies are, because our bodies have a natural drought management. So what happens is when we start to become dehydrated, our body starts to grab the water from where it has it the most. So our brain, obviously. So that's why when you get headaches when you're dehydrated, that's usually a sign of dehydration, fuzzy thinking, memory loss, blurred vision. So it really affects your brain when you start to feel like you haven't drank enough water during the day. It's that quick. It's only like 2% of our water loss, we're starting to feel it. So again, it's vital for all the cells in our bodies to do what they do. Digestion, obviously we have saliva, which starts the digestive process, all the way down to when it hits our intestines and assimilating all the nutrients into our blood. And this is all part of osmosis and a part of, that process of the water and minerals becoming water soluble, meaning they get dissolved in the water to then go into and permeate all of our cells. Because if you think about it, when you eat an apple, does all the nutrients get into your body? I know, we never really think about it. So it's really important that those minerals and vitamins become water soluble. They get dissolved in the water and then go into our blood and then go through into our bodies and become assimilated to where they're most needed. So again, if you're experiencing arthritis or achy joints, our water is essential for for our mobility and flexibility and all of that. So if you aren't drinking enough water, you'll soon feel it in your joints as well, because it's one of the first areas that we start to leach water from. Okay, our brain is one, and then our joints and our bones, it starts leaching from there. So, so let me ask you, and don't feel embarrassed or ashamed, about how much water do you drink a day?
2 liters.
2 liters, wow.
That's my limit.
Wow. Anybody else? Throw out some numbers. Cups, how many cups?
8.
8 cups a day. Did you hear that somewhere? You should drink 8 cups a day?
I drink about probably 3 or 4 glasses of water.
How many?
About 3 or 4. I know that's not bad.
Yeah. Edit.
How do you feel when you drink 2 or 3 cups?
I like it. I'm just drinking it most of the time.
So,
When I eat, though, I prefer tea or something.
okay. So that's the other thing. People don't consider that you can get water from vegetables and fruit
Tea, coffee.
and tea, not coffee.
Coffee.
Water.
Dehydrated.
Excuse me. Actually, for every cup of coffee you drink, you will need to drink 3 cups, 8 to 10 ounces of water to hydrate again. So if you drink 2 cups of coffee a day, and you ordinarily drink 8 cups of water a day, multiply that by 3.
24.
Yes.
I done wrong.
Yes, so, anyway, but tea is different. Tea, you can drink tea, and that counts for some water. Other things, again, a lot of people don't like water. They don't like to drink water. And like when I talk to people, I'm like, I just don't like drinking water. I'm like, but you have to figure out a way, you gotta figure it out. You gotta figure out a way to drink water. Long before it became a big thing, I put things in my water. And people would make fun of me all the time. They're like, what the heck do you have in your water? I'm like, oh, there's watermelon and berries and blueberry and there's apples. They're like, what? I said, I don't know, it just makes me drink. I love to drink my fruity water. So now it's like a big deal. It's called infused water. And now everybody's doing it. But anyway, it's also, and we're going to play around with a couple of different recipes. And what's great is things that are already hydrating, like cucumbers, are so good in water. And it also serves a purpose too in that it alkalizes, it's a highly alkalizing food. So water tends to be acidic at times, especially when you don't know where your water is coming from. So lemon also is a very good way to alkalize your water, as well as cucumbers, as well as watermelon or any of these melons. So yes.
Can you talk to us about carbonation?
Yeah, so carbonated water, up to this point, there's no research there that is linking it with any negative effects. So again, a lot of people who have difficult drinking just regular water will drink seltzer water.
Fizzy water.
Fizzy water. So, and because
L'eau de gazeuse. My sister has a nutritionist friend in Nashville who has told her that she needs to stop drinking her, it's not Perrier, the Italian one, whatever the Pellegrino, that she needs to stop because it's reducing her bone density.
Yeah. So there's no definitive research on it, but there is talk out there that it does strip or take away the calcium and some of the bone-forming nutrients in your bones. It kind of takes it away. I have not found it out there yet. I haven't found definitive research. So but people are talking about it. The medical field is talking about it, that you don't drink a lot of it. And again, it always comes down to moderation. If you're only drinking seltzer water, that may be excessive. But if you have 1 or 2 a week, or if you treat yourself, then it's not that. So from when I hear anything different, I will share that knowledge. But to this point, they haven't linked definitively with any research that does indeed happen. But again, with moderation is what I say.
What if you drink it daily?
Daily?
Yeah, just not like addictively, but if you have a seltzer water every day with a
If
meal.
you're having one a day, I would say no. And plus, the other thing that this is replacing is soda.
Yeah.
So if we do that, that's huge. And a lot of people really have a hard time. I work with people that have a hard time giving up soda. This has taken them off of soda. Being able to drink a seltzer bubbly water has been able to bring them, because it's that fizz. It's like a hit. It's like you get addicted to that like fizzy stuff in your throat. So again, that's a good way, because I have a whole class about soda. And about how horrible soda is, and diet soda, any of that kind of thing. So please, if you do drink soda, this is the way to go, to start weaning off of it. So anyway, what I have for you, I'm going to just talk a little bit about some of the ways you can make food good, water really well. For those of you who struggle with gout, with any sort of inflammation in your body, I recommend you having apple cider vinegar, raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar in your water. 2 teaspoons of it in your water at any time. You could do it in the morning, you could do it at night, whenever you want to do it, during the day. For those of you who have joint pain, any sort of inflammation around the joints, raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar in your water is the way to go if you're not going to drink it by itself. The other thing that is very, very good when you first wake up in the morning, before you do anything, is to have some lemon water, not cold, at room temperature, or even on the warm side. So what it does is it wakes up your metabolism. It starts to alkalize your body right away. So it's a very, very good practice. If there's anything that you walk away with today and you try in this next week, is before you have your cup of coffee, before you have your tea, before, even if you can make it before you have to go to the bathroom, is to have a glass. And again, it doesn't have to be a huge glass. It could be a smaller glass of warm to room temperature water with lemon. You will feel a difference. I'd like to challenge you, that's your challenge for the week, is to try it every day and report back to let me know how you feel. So if you want to add, I go a step further and I add ginger into mine. So what I usually do is, did I bring my spoon? I did not. Does anybody know how to peel ginger? Okay, so you take the back, and I don't have my spoon with me. You take the back of a spoon, and then you just, oh, this works, all right. And you just kind of peel it like, or shave it like that. That's the best way to peel ginger. So the other way to do this, once you get your ginger, is you grate it. And once you grate it, and you get a good pile of it, more than that, but once you get a good pile of it, you take it in your fingers and you squeeze it. See that dripping out? That's what you want, right there. And that's a great way to infuse your water. You know, just do a little pinch, a few pinches of that with some lemon, and then some water. So that's really good as well. So there's a lot of controversy, and people ask me all the time, what kind of, there's so much controversy out there with the water. What's good for you? Reversed osmosis, distilled, purified, tap. Do your own research. The internet is flooded with it. There's 2 websites that I suggest to look. One is beatcancer.org, and the other one is drmercola.com. Those are 2 really good websites that I recommend to go in and start learning about water. It's way too complicated for me to go into now. Know that a lot of the bottled water that you see out is really tap water, just bottled, which is very sad. But there are theories behind certain types of water, like distilled water. Some people thrive on distilled water. Other people don't do so well on distilled water. Some people do really well and will only drink reverse osmosis water. Some people drink spring water. There's a spring up on Route 9 where a lot of people here in Black Mountain go and get their water and will swear by it. Never gotten sick, never gotten any sort of bacteria that people claim come out of the mountain springs. This is pure mountain water. So, and a lot of people drink it. I've heard mixed reviews on what Black Mountain water is actually, what is in it. Some people say it's been tested and it's really good. And other people say that their particular water is high in chlorine or high in fluoride. So, but what I suggest you do, if you have any sort of smells in your water, I would suggest you get it tested. So water shouldn't smell like anything. So if it's smelling like chlorine or it's smelling like sulfur, I would have it tested because it may be hard. And again, a lot of hard water will cause calcifications in your body. It's just really good to have your water tested if you are drinking tap water, okay? And as far as the other types of water out there, please do your research. I go and get reverse osmosis water from, I got this big gallon and I go get it filled up at Green Life, and I drink that. So, so that's that. So the point too I really want to make is to drink more water. Let me throw something out here. Half of your body weight in ounces. Think about it. I want to know what your weights are. But if you're a 120-pound woman, that's 60 ounces of water, which is just under a gallon a day. Okay, because remember, 95% of that brain is water. 82% of your blood is water. 70% of our whole entire body is water. And we have to keep it hydrated for it to function well, or else then we start having problems. Okay, so again, I have this handout for you. On one side are just some of the benefits of drinking water. Maintains fluid balance like we talked about, energy. Again, if you're feeling kind of run down and kind of tired during the day, before you do anything, and especially before you grab a cup of coffee, drink a glass of water. Chances are, most likely, you're dehydrated. Okay? You have that headache. Before you go grab an aspirin or anything to take away your headache, drink a big glass of water. Chances are, you're dehydrated. Okay? So anyway, especially it's imperative when you're getting sick to drink lots of water. Keeps the mucus thin. It also flushes out the toxins. Okay? And then I've got some recipes for some flavored water. So I'm going to stop talking right now because I've talked a lot. And I'm going to start making some water. The one thing, it's one of the tips I suggest you do with making your water is before you add any water into your jar, your cup, your pitcher, whatever fruit or vegetable you're using, like cucumber or berries, is to put it in your glass and then take a wooden spoon and then just hit it around just a little bit. So what you're doing is you're breaking up some of the phytonutrients that are in your fruit and your vegetables, and you're releasing them into the water. So that when you're drinking the water, you're drinking all those phytonutrients. And it tastes great. Okay? So I know a lot of people just will put a lemon slice in their water, which is good, but if you put the lemon, if you cut the lemon and put the lemon and you just mush it a little bit, then you're releasing all that effervescent lemon taste in it. Okay? The other thing that's coming in season is mint. It grows prolifically everywhere. People pull it out like weeds. Mint is so good. It's a great immune booster, and it's also a great way to flavor your water. So mint is a great way just to throw in a few mint leaves. Okay, anybody have any questions so far? Okay, awesome. So what is the takeaway?
Drink water.
Drink
First
water.
thing in the morning with lemon and maybe ginger.
And maybe ginger. Okay,
What-
so is everybody up for the challenge? All right, because I'm going to check on you next week to see how you did. We've got plenty of lemons today, so no reason why you can't have lemon water. All right? Awesome.
Would we assume that fresh is better than the canned, or if we have a
Bottle.
bottle, liquid?
Of the lemon,
Yes.
Lemon juice.
fresh is best. I always say that, but if you have some lemon, if that's all you have, is some of that bottled lemon water or lemon juice, you can use a little of that. But you want to make sure, yeah, of course fresh is better. Okay? The other really cool tip to do, and I also have that on the list, some different ways to do it. You can make fruity ice cubes. The kids love it. So when you get berries, we have plenty of these blueberries and raspberries, is to put some in the ice trays and put water in it and make these colorful ice cubes. Put them in your water, and the kids love that. They go crazy. The other thing you could do is these are frozen raspberries. So you can freeze your berries and then put them in your water, and it acts as it can cool your water a little bit. Grapes, frozen grapes are another great way to put it in your water. Especially a way to get kids to drink water is to put color in it. And I'm not talking Kool-Aid. I'm talking like good whole fruit. Melon is really good, watermelon, all those really flavorful melons are a great way. Okay, so I'm just going to pass these out, and then these recipes are on the back of some like mint cucumber, raspberry berry, ginger. One of my favorites is apple, ginger, and cinnamon. So, okay, so I'm going to get going, just cooking. I'm just going to make some waters, and I hope you enjoyed the class. Next week, I don't know what we're going to talk about. If we're not talking about whole grains, I think we're going to be talking about protein. All right, you all have an awesome week.
Thank you.
Come and try my water.